Was good, YouTube? It's your boy JUAN 1000. I keep it a band all the time. Owner and CEO Red Safari Clothing, aka Rare Journey. Life is a journey, man. Back again with jjuanreactsjourney to everything on my life journey, man. Free that boy Smurkio, free Lil Durk, man. Akademiks finna break down the update. What's going on with him, bro? Hey, it's that time of year, bro. We need that Durk music. That nigga been there for a minute, bro. See, I like, comment, subscribe. Give me to 1K. Let's get it.
Was OTF
what's going on?
He's a snitch. He's a cooperant, right? And I was saying, y'all gotta chill. Now, apparently, it looks like it looks like
the nigga got files and shit. What the nigga got? He got. Hey, bro.
Okay, so it looks like
and y'all niggas that be. Hey, some people in the last video was like, hey, comment on the video like, oh, this is cap, this is bullshit, da da da. It's like, my nigga, all I'm doing is reacting to the video. That's all I'm doing, and saying my opinion as I watch the video. So, my nigga, I'm pretty sure this shit is accurate, but at the same time, you don't really know everything. It's just content, my nigga. For y'all niggas, for y'all see this one and start typing that bullshit.
I'm getting more and more of a clear message as I watch the trial, or this case kind of continue.
This nigga been in there for like a year, 2 years.
For January, I think he'll be pushed back again. If you don't, I think it's gonna be within the year of 2026 that the trial goes down, but I think it's gonna be later in the year. It was supposed to be in October, but then it got pushed back from October to January. I think it might be in February right now, but they're gonna move it back again, if you ask me. Now, the reason why I'm reporting this is that
so you got the United States District Court, Central District of California, defendant banks reply to government's opposition to joint motion, disqualify and dismiss indictment. Defendant Dirk Banks, Daniel Dontre Wilson, David Brian Lindsay, and ASAP Man by two arrest. Okay, so this is like the court information.
There was a joint motion put forth to the court, and this was a joint motion with not only defendant Dirk Banks, which is obviously Lil Durk, but it had Didi, which is DeAndre Dontrell Wilson.
Yeah, I don't know who the other niggas' names is.
Brian Lindsay, not too sure what his name is. Asa Houston, and their respective counsels filed what's called a motion, a motion to disqualify and dismiss the indictment. So they're still fighting the validity of the indictment. They're still
they trying to put a whole RICO case on this man. They trying to cook his ass, bro. They ain't trying to let this nigga go. They gonna make this shit hard as hell. Like bro, like that's what I'm saying. It's the same story with all the artists, bro. They get so big. It's like when they get somebody like this in their system, they like, oh yeah, we finna make this shit hell for this nigga. Oh yeah, we finna get reward again. They think they getting. They probably do get raises and shit for shit like this. Shit crazy how long you been in there, bro.
Presented to the grand jury and how the evidence process actually came about to get this indictment, and they believe that this should be disqualified. Now, number one, this is a long shot. I don't think it's going to happen at all. So I do think this indictment will stand. But why this is important is that we're now seeing what I believe is going to be the course of action for Durk's case. The people in this case, or the defendants, they're moving cohesively, right? They're all gonna be kind of. Brian Steele of this case is gonna be Drew Finland. All right. Now,
who is Drew Finland? And it's good to watch videos like this because it's kind of, you kind of understand like the system a little bit, like this matrix ass system, bro. But you'll never want to put yourself in a situation where you in jail and shit like this, cause bro, it's so hard to get out of shit like this, bro.
Here is there is one person that's not on here.
Make you regret what you even did in the first place.
OTF Vonnie. And he's not involved in these mutual joint filings, which is very suspect, because you would imagine if all the defendants start going along with procedural, even if these things get denied, it's procedural, right? Hey, we're going to file for this, motion for this. it kind of tells me that Bonnie might be, and I want to be very careful with making any accusations of people because again, these are their lives. And by the way, I do care about a lot of these people involved in these situations, but it kind of looks like I don't want to make that accusation, but it does look odd that he is noticeably absent.
They connecting him with murders and a whole bunch of other shit now. Like, nigga, he commit guilty. It's raps.
For murder for hire, right? Because that's what he's charged with. He would plead guilty for that and all the underlying charges, and then he would enlist in cooperation in hopes of getting this 5K1 letter that at sentencing, because the sentence for murder for hire is life. So you're essentially pleading. And by the way, you can't. This is why.
That's what I'm saying. Like he going against life right now, bro. Lil Durk, Smurkio, bro. Like I know that nigga. Like I'm thinking, like in his head, he probably thinking like this shit fucked up. But he's like, nigga, I know he burned it up. I know he got, you know, that nigga artist, successful and shit. He like. In his age, as long as I don't get the penalty to get no life in, I can get out this motherfucker. That's all he care about, as long as he can get out. But Eric, he already lived, he already did nigga, he was already lit, bro. So it's like, now he just taking this time probably to work on himself and shit. Like, when you go to jail, you go to prison, all that shit, motherfuckers be saying they be turning into monsters in there, nigga. Like, you just change in there. Because, like, you can't do shit in there. You gotta work on yourself.
You already pled guilty.
It's crazy.
There is no downward departure from mandatory minimum of life imprisonment unless you cooperate. Okay? So he would have to cooperate, but it would be kept hidden. It would be kept hidden. You want to say?
My nigga got a freeze, dark shirt on, sweater on, hoodie on.
Until it's unsealed. So we wouldn't get to know about any cooperation from him until right before trial. When, you know...
so when is his trial date, bro?
And we'd probably figure out who co-conspirator 4 is as well. Remember, co-conspirator...
And it's the thing, like, during this type of shit, like... I'm gonna let him. Let me pause it right quick, cause this type of thing is like when you going through this shit, it's like you just can't wait until this shit is over, bro. Like you can't just wait. I know that's what he feeling like, bro. I can't wait till all this shit is just done, bro. I can just move on from this shit. I know, cause like you don't want to go through that shit, bro.
No, not 4. I'm sorry. 4 is the one who gave the drop. That's who they thought was the Brick Baby-esque figure, like the Rolling 60 Crip that gave the drop on Lil Pop. Co-conspirator 2 is a shooter, but he's not that close to Durk. He's one of the guys who allegedly got recruited by Diddy. So he's definitely not involved. He already pled guilty to murder and murder for hire. Right?
Bro, like niggas that do this shit, bro, you gotta think about the consequences after, bro. Once you do some shit regarding killing another human being, my nigga, you, like nigga, you know how much, you know what can, like, bro, you cannot. It's like I said, bro, you better pray to God. You a chosen one. If you're not no chosen one, bro, it's over with for you, my nigga.
His shit is sealed, so we'll know who that is, and we'll know when that is right before trial. They're going to unseal that. But Vonnie, if Vonnie took a deal or he's working, quote unquote, he would have pled guilty. And the reason why I'm even toying around with that assumption is that once he stops filing all the regular shit is because his case is already done. You get what I'm saying? His case is already set in stone, so he needs not file any of these pre-trial just motions, which is like, these are regular. So I'm hoping Vonnie isn't a cooperate. It would also be wicked if he was, because he's the one who's alleged and accused
Oh
of
shit.
buying the gloves.
You know, man, bro. The life we living in, y'all. I'm watching this video. I'm still paying attention and shit. But I'm looking out, like, you can go to the website and see when people get locked up and shit. Man, I just seen somebody, a cool ass motherfucker I just seen, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. You gotta be careful, bro. You gotta be careful with your life, bro. Can't be fucking up out here for real.
Buying the masks and supposedly giving items to the guys who eventually did the murder. So if he was that much involved, you would hope that that person wouldn't be telling, right? It's not like some innocent guy who just got caught up in some shit, right? Like, for example, if the person who booked the flights on the credit card, which I think they're cooperating too,
Fact.
if when they get pressed by the cops and they're like, yo, no one told me I'm booking flights for a murder. I never agreed to that. I booked flights for Durk and his people. If that person cooperated, as long as they're not a street person, I would imagine, you can't say anything about that. They ain't know nothing. Like, they're like, I didn't sign up to book flights for murders. Right?
Right, cause that's the route we want to go. Cause, bro, like I said, they trying to put all this shit on Durk, bro. They trying to cook his career, bro. They trying to cook his name. They trying to cook all that shit.
So you would understand that person cooperate. But if the person who's buying the gloves, the masks, and things of that sort, and who's also flying from Florida to California on the private jet with Durk, you would think that person is involved to some extent.
Right.
All right.
Ain't nobody slow either. Like, ain't nobody slow. Like, come on, bro. It's cause bro, that's why I said too, where you are, who you hang around, bro. And that's why, like, when these rappers be making it and shit, and then like they still be around the same niggas. Like, bro, you gotta get some new homies and shit. I'm not saying just switch up on all your day ones and shit, but like, motherfuckers just bringing you down, my nigga. You gotta cut them off, bro. For real.
Involved.
Hell
So
no.
if that person tells, number one, I think it'll be a long day and a hard time for Durk to beat this. If we're thinking that the shooter, I've kind of summed up this case. I don't think the shooter, which is co-conspirator 2, I keep saying 2. They don't know Durk that well. These were these out of town shooters, primarily, that Didi got. So it's not Durk's guys. I would be shocked if they had much communication with Durk, or that Durk would even trust these guys. Let's say this happened, that Durk would trust these guys to say, yo, I'm gonna pay you to kill somebody. You wouldn't, like, somebody bring, like, not necessarily a stranger, but it's not one of your guys. You start talking different. I would be surprised if Durk would be that loose with his lips, to have anything incriminating. Maybe a text message saying, yo, I'm gonna pay you for clapping,
Right.
nigga, or
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, bro. In certain situations like this, you just gotta be smart too as well. Like, I don't think Durk I don't think he was just, bro. I don't think he said no shit like that, bro. Like, playing out, they found like a text message and shit of like, yeah, nigga, get this nigga off. Then yeah, like, bro, that's gonna be hard to beat, my nigga. But I think he's smart enough and know what type of person he is. Like, this nigga such a big name. Like, he know. You feel me? Like, niggas know, bro. You not gonna have your name mixing that shit. The nigga who got the most money, nigga, know you not getting nothing.
no, you gotta come do this. You gotta
The
go
fuck?
kill this guy. Now, I don't think none of that exists, and we haven't heard about anything like that from the prosecutors. So I believe if the feds needed a better snitch for Durk, and the best quote unquote snitch they could have would be the person who was next to him as he flew on that plane, the person who got the items that was used, and their excuse could be, I didn't really want to do it. Durk told me go get the gloves and go get the masks and go get this. So maybe that's what it is, but I'd still be surprised. But I'm not gonna lie. As of now, if I'm I'm not seeing Vonnie file anything. Like, I'm looking at these things.
How did this nigga even get access to this shit?
Yeah. This is Asa Houston. Like, there's a lot of, you know. Yeah. Let me see. So I said the gloves and mask could be used for the videos. Sure. His name is Kaban Grand. Okay. Sure. Hey, listen. You don't got to convince me. You don't have to convince me. You're going to have to convince jurors. But if somebody hears about a murder, if on that video where they're shooting it at the gas station, if those guys have on gloves, it's going to be assumed that the gloves that you bought at that store that day was probably for the murder and not for a music video. Yeah. Kavon Grant's name is noticeably missing from a lot of this.
Bro, what y'all think? What would y'all do in this situation? How would y'all mindset be? Are you just gonna be sitting in there thinking like, are you gonna be more like fucked up, or are you gonna be more like, bro? What's your mindset, bro? What's your mindset like? If we gonna have a video on the channel 2 hour at to niggas be doing them 24 hours in jail shit. Yeah, like what y'all mindset going through this shit? What would y'all be on? Some happy shit, sad shit? Like what up? Bro,
Joint objection.
anytime I've been to jail, bro, that shit was a
bunch of
terrible
joint charges,
experience.
a joint like objections and thing like that. And again, we see Durk's lawyers, we see Dee Dee's lawyers, and these other two. Remember, this plot was carried out. There's co-conspirator 2, which is a shooter. He's missing, but you know he's clearly telling. And then now, Vonnie is noticeably absent. By the way, I had read that Vonnie didn't show up to court at the last hearing. So it's kind of looking no, that's from a year ago. By the way, Durk been locked up over a year, man. Yeah, haven't seen Vonnie's name in the court here for long. Yeah. Yeah, we haven't seen it.
Lil Durk found out his co-defendant OT Vonnie and King Von cousin filed for protected custody when they came to court together this week. What? Why he do that?
And apparently he didn't show up to court at one of those like pre-trial like conferences where everybody got brought to court. He didn't show up. So I don't know, man.
So what that mean though?
I think you got to look at it like this. Well, for me, I look at it like,
Why would he do that?
this was the get back for the murder of King Von, right? King Von's manager and right-hand man was Vonnie. I would think if anybody, maybe even more than Durk, that wanted to get that get back, I would think it would be for Vonnie. That was your lifeline. That was your meal ticket. You know, you're his manager. You're running around getting bread with Von. Von gets killed. Durk kind of brings you back into fold with some OTF shit. I could see like there's some, you have some type of incentive to slide, right? But I could imagine once you get locked up, you realize this is no fucking joke. Murder for hire is a mandatory life sentence. If the feds show you something compelling that you think that you about to go to jail forever, and then they say, well, but we need you though. And if you help us, we're going to recommend 10 years, 15 years.
Bro, 10 years is crazy, bro. 5 years is long. A week, 2 weeks, 3. Man, that shit is long in there. Like no time in jail or prison is worth no lick, worth no being in the streets, worth no being cool, it's not worth none of that shit.
I think probably 10.
My videos, I react to these videos to tell y'all it's not cool to be in the streets, bro. It's not cool to be in trouble. It's not cool to do crash out shit. It's not, bro. And we all have our moments, but you gotta level up.
Somebody died. 15. Maybe that person says, "Hey, do I really want to take my chances in court?" Let me make sure I could get up out of this bitch one day. Well, yeah, we have not seen O.T. Avani in a while. Here we go.
You want to support me? That being said, let's say the women, the kids, the elderly, the neutrons, and the civilian prosecutors. But guess who's missing? OTL Vonnie, man. We talking about that, and we talking about the woman who was walking home with her kids and was attacked by some kids, man. They evil. Make sure you smash that like button so this video get around. If you got Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, Twitch, make sure y'all smash that like button and that hype button. All right, y'all, so we talking about Lil Durk's story first. It is 11:18, and they supposed to have a motion with all the defendants present and the prosecution, and they going over whether the judge, they talking about some things they talking about is whether the judge was supposed to recuse herself. But they already, the government clapped back on the motion. I reported about it last night on my video, and they said that they don't have to recuse her because they already basically rolled down on the fans, some kids in the suburbs. So they knew we didn't have to tell y'all because we know y'all didn't have no involvement. That's what the Fed's saying. But they supposed to have a court motion, and everybody is on that motion. Even Lindsay, which is Flocka. Flocka joined, Durk now motion. Only one that ain't got no motions is OTF Vonnie. Why is it bad that OTF Vonnie ain't got no motion put in to join with Durk? Because OTF Vonnie is being accused of being on a plane with Durk. He's accused of buying the weapons, buying the cars, paying for the killer's hotel room.
Damn.
That's what they saying OTL Vonnie did. And
damn, so they trying to fry his ass too. And the crazy thing is like, so that's why he want to stay away from Durk ass, because he like, nigga, like Von was that was my man's. But it's like, nigga, nah, bro, you getting me in some old other shit, bro. Like, I can't even fuck with you.
Vonnie is it's interesting. You could tell how, investigators choose who they want to cooperate. They find the person with the most the least perceived culpability, but the person who's the biggest glue, right? It would be either the two people they needed to flip was Didi and Vonnie, right? The shooters were gonna either tell or not tell, right? And the shooters were gonna just probably it's icing on the cake, because the shooters, they're just gonna confirm, yo, yeah, I did do the murder, and yes, I only did it because I was promised payment, and yes, I got paid. So that confirms the charge, the murder for hire, right? But murder for hire is conspiracy, and proving conspiracy is really hard, especially when you don't have somebody within the conspiracy to break it down. So that's why who do you need? You're not going to get Durk to tell, right? Because they want Durk. Durk is the least connected person. You need the person who is the connecting tissue between all of the pieces, whether it's the shooters, the nigga who gave the drop over there, the credit card man who's booking the flights, Durk himself, and Vonnie is the perfect person. Now, I've said this before. I've thought that this case is beatable. And why did I say it was beatable? because they don't have any smoking gun. And yes, could the
that's I think it's beatable too, but that's why it's just taking so long, bro. That's what I'm saying. When you get in the situation, bro, like you even be knowing that the situation you can overcome the shit, it's just like you gotta have so much patience. You just sitting there waiting until your next court date, waiting until trial, waiting until this, waiting until that, waiting to hear from shit. Terrible,
mount
bro.
up where if people are testifying against Durk, and obviously we're thinking about co-conspirator 4, and I don't know, maybe they throw on the stand the person who booked the flights. Yeah, it could look bad when the state, or not state, the government, this is defense, is giving their narrative of what happened. But as long as it's not somebody like Vonnie. Now, if it's somebody like Vonnie,
Right. Man, they trying to get all the main niggas out of there. That's what the feds do. They try to get all the main niggas. They don't even care about the little niggas who help them do their little dirt. They can't. They gonna, as long as it gets the main niggas with the names.
I was at a 45, 50%. I thought it was a 50-50 before. If Vonnie's cooperating, I give it a 10% that Durk is successful in getting out.
Yep. So they both gotta be. They both gotta be proven innocent.
If I'm Durk, I have to look at two strategies. There's two strategies at play. The first strategy, obviously, we're playing defense because this is in the court of law. The burden of the proof is on the prosecutor, right? You are presumed innocent until proven guilty. If I'm Durk, I play two strategies. The first strategy is going to be this. Number one, we ain't do it. Right? We ain't do it.
Duh, you gotta say that, duh. Nigga, that's the first thing we saying. I'm saying, nigga, I ain't do shit. I ain't saying shit. I ain't tell the tech to get nothing hit, nothing.
All these joint motions is to basically all say, we ain't do it. Right? Like,
right.
You can tell there's some cohesion with Durk and the lawyers for the other guys, which means they're going with one strategy, and the only strategy that would help all of them is we didn't do it collectively. Now, if that strategy starts to break down, the next strategy is going to be the strategy of, and this is a solo Durk strategy. How y'all gonna say I'm the one who orchestrated this murder? It's Vonnie that did it. Now, I'm not saying it's telling, but basically, if Vonnie...
Right. If basically that nigga Vonnie get, like, basically charged with his shit and they figure out he did it, at least Durk can still say, nigga, hey, that nigga has... Because every human got their own free will to do what they want to do, so you can't control what another person does. So he can still go off that narrative like, hey, nigga, I ain't know... Yeah, that's my man's, but I ain't know he was going, you feel me? I ain't know that.
He's a cooperant, and he's breaking all this down. If all he got is to say, yeah, I bought the gloves, yeah, I bought the hotel, yeah, I bought the flights, I did everything, but Durk told me to do it. Durk has the defense of saying, no, this guy's caught red-handed, and that's why he's trying to blame it on me.
Right.
Oh.
You gotta realize, nigga, Durk is a superstar. His nigga travels, does other shit. So that doesn't... that nigga could have been on a trip. Vonnie could have been on a trip with Durk and did what he... See, that's what I'm saying. You can't say nothing.
Yeah, our friend King Von got killed by their people. Yeah. But that's not a crime. So it's not only maybe Durk wanted them dead. They got to show that Durk took action. Durk made things happen. Now, some of that is in an indictment. Because if Durk is kind of like approving flights, that would be a thing. However, how do you know he was approving flights for
that? Exactly. He could be doing anything else.
So.
But that's is why when you stop hanging around the wrong niggas, you don't even got to worry about this shit. And I know that's what he thinking while he in there sitting. Like, nigga, I should not be around these niggas. Period.
You know, conspiracy isn't that easy to prove, but the more you get people to cooperate, they get to corroborate the conspiracy. Now, we were planning that while we were on the private jet. Durk told me. He said, yo, tell me how much the gloves and the mask cost. I'm going to just send you the money on Cash App. I'm not saying that will happen, but what I'm saying, like, these are the things they're hoping that if Vonnie is a cooperator, that he's going to be able to say.
And he flew on the plane twice with Durk, and he stayed at the Airbnb. So for him to be missing, hey, look, this ain't about no judge. That's some minor shit. Judge recusal, they ain't tell you. That's some minor shit, man. The real thing is who gonna nail Durk. And it don't matter what y'all say. Oh, you want Durk to go down? No, I don't. Vonnie gonna take him down. Jam gonna take him down. And the rest of his co-conspirators. And the civilian who they made book the flights, told to book the flights, but then tell them they was killing somebody, he gonna tell on them. So you ain't gotta worry about me. I'm just a reporter, a blogger, and whether Durk come home tonight, I'm still gonna report about it, and you still gonna listen to it. So, hey, that's what I got on the dough. But OTL Vonnie is the only one that's not in the courtroom. Y'all get in the comments and let me know.
This nigga got a mask on and shit.
The courtroom, again, I think Durk is playing this well, but I think the feds are also playing 4D chess. So if you ask me, as we just looked at this docket right here, so remember, let me just kind of break this down. So this is filed, right? Like, this is filed from Durk's lawyers. So Durk's lawyer, so you could tell what's going on. Obviously, you're not supposed to do this, but come on, you know what type of time it is. Durk paying for everybody's shit. Yo, everybody shut the fuck up. Let my lawyer cook. Yo,
Yeah,
lawyer.
yeah, no, that's really what you gotta do though. Like, you gotta just pay for that lawyer, nigga, and just shut the fuck up. Shh.
Your lawyer gotta fold up under my lawyer. We all gotta have the same. We all gotta say the same thing, right? This is why Drew Finland is cooking up these motions. And by the way, this is his lawyer too, Jonathan Braven, and also Christy O'Connor.
They got 3 lawyers.
Attorneys. They just put joint and then put everybody else's signature. So it's like they do all the homework, and it's like a group project, and everybody just put their name at the top, right? So you don't see this person and this person on there. Durk controlling that situation. That's good for Durk, because what you say goes, and you get to put the narrative, and then as it gets closer to this shit, you get to have cohesiveness. Now the problem is, Vonnie hopped out the whip. Vonnie is hopped out the whip. Okay, and since Vonnie's hopped out the whip, it kind of make it look a little sticky. Okay, it makes it look a little sticky because now you can't control what's going on with him. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Why OTL Vonnie ain't gonna be in the courtroom? Why is he ain't on the motion? Because everybody is supposed to be in court. They on that motion, and they on the docket to be in court.
That's another thing too. When they're all filing joint shit, see, Durk got to be monitoring shit. Like,
You know how much bread this nigga had to spend on 3 attorneys, bro? I know that nigga had to pay some cheese, dog. Especially for the type of charges he got. Hey, bro. You know what I'm saying? That nigga had that bread, nigga. He'll be looking chopped for his ass.
gotta show up to court together. Now, anytime somebody stops showing up to court, that's a problem. Anytime somebody's lawyer go off script, that's a problem. So Durk is trying to control the situation the best he can, but I think the feds got to Vonnie already. I think they were trying to break Vonnie and Didi. But I think they realized Didi wasn't going to break when Didi agreed with the motion. No, Didi wanted to file a motion to sever his case. And remember, without Didi, you can't connect Durk to the shooter. So the connection goes like this, and they're going to have to prove this all in court. Durk, oh man, I feel like, remember when Gunna came out and Gunna had that fucking, yo, that was a wild pick. Remember when Gunna was sitting, before he dropped any music, he had the fucking investigation board in a room? That's what we need right now.
What the fuck?
That's what we need. Hold with me.
I don't know what he even talking about.
So remember, this is conspiracy. This is what's gonna have to happen, right? So they got Durk at the top. Durk, my handwriting is bad. Ah, fuck that. Let me just type it.
Yeah, that shit like chicken scratch, nigga. You ain't type that shit.
So you got Durk here.
This nigga on, he not on no Google Docs or nothing. What the fuck? What type of
So you got Durk here.
shit he on?
Now, the people who are cooked, I believe, are the shooters. So, shooters.
So they gonna say the shooters.
I think this is verbally explained to you. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, bro, get off that shit. You cannot type, nigga. Nigga, academics can't type.
The shooters are cooked because one of the shooters is telling. How are the shooters cooked? The shooters, the shooter that's telling is going to be able to place the other shooters in the car, place them somewhere before, after, during the crime. So shooters are cooked. Shooters are cooked. 3 shooters. They're cooked. Now keep in mind they said it was 2 cars. They said one car actually had Vonnie in it. Vonnie and Dee Dee were supposedly in a car. That cooks Dee Dee, right? Well, let me just stick with the shooters. So co-conspirator 2, which is a shooter, he cooks the other shooters, right? But cook.
And you gotta realize, niggas, if niggas are going to, bro, like niggas say, bro, don't be a snitch, don't rat on your gang and shit. Like when this situation is like this, when it's just like a set up job, niggas like the shooters, nigga, they'll snitch. Niggas, if they ain't got loyalty to Durk, bro, they gonna snitch, bro, cause no nigga's gonna, nigga, tell me if they get a chance to be like, nigga, you can go from getting life to this many years or lesser sentence or something, or get free, but you gotta tell me some information. Niggas are going to tell the information. That's why I said, nigga, either way you gonna get told on, bro. It's no point, my nigga.
Yeah, y'all niggas just murdered somebody. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Remember, it's murder for hire. All right, cool. So shooters are cooked. How do you connect it? Because they got co-conspirator 2 from the indictment was dropped. How do you connect it to Durk? Well, there's 2 people, Dee Dee and Vonnie. Okay, you need Dee Dee. Why? Dee Dee's the nigga who got the shooter. Here's how they probably went to Dee Dee. Yo, Dee Dee, we got one of the shooters. The shooter said you the one who called him up for the hit. Yo, we got you hook, line, and sinker. Here's the thing, though. Because Dee Dee doesn't fit, like, he couldn't be charged with, he couldn't be the top guy in the murder for hire conspiracy. He's not the one who got the money to pay him. It's not his plot. It
Right.
looks like he's the find the niggas guy. Like, yo, you know a guy? Yeah, he's that guy. You know a guy? Yeah, he's that guy. So he's a middleman. So this is why, they probably try to press him, but good thing I think Durk got him a lawyer. His lawyer gonna be like, oh, that's bullshit. No, we can fight that in court. You don't gotta fold. We ain't folding. So Dee Dee doesn't fold. But I would imagine they would try to threaten him.
Man, that nigga Durk making sure everybody don't snitch. We all getting lawyers. Fuck it. Ain't nobody snitching.
To say, you know what? We're going to hang this all on you unless you help us get Durk. So Dee Dee looked like he's standing solid. The next person they go to is Vonnie. Because Dee Dee, like, I guess this is why I was trying to draw it. Remember, Durk's at the top, shooters at the bottom. The 2 middlemen are Dee Dee and Vonnie. Vonnie is up here with Durk because he's the connection to Durk. Vonnie connects to Durk. Dee Dee connects to the shooters.
But he gotta say that one more time. Hold on.
Next to Durk. With Durk because he's the connection to Durk. Vonnie connects to Durk. Dee Dee connects to the shooters. Now, they needed one of those guys. They got Vonnie, so they're situation to get Durk from the top.
I see.
They're staying at the top of the pyramid, so they're gonna need Vonnie to say, yeah,
you gonna have to stay
Durk
solid too.
or Durk had me track. Quando's location as he was going from city to city. We were supposed to go to LA, but Durk told me, let's go a couple days earlier before them bitch ass niggas leave that we could go kill them. So again, if that's the Vonnie angle, I think it's gonna be treacherous. I think it's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out. But again, I don't want to completely commit to this idea that he's a cooperator until we actually know. But it doesn't look good. And if you know, I'm a betting man. If I had to bet, I would say more than likely it seems like he is at this point, though.
Yeah, and we gotta see Free Durk, man. I like comment, subscribe on the next video. You dig?